What's good? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. And the Detroit Lions are still without a sack through 2 preseason games. And is it cause for concern? Is it DEFCON 3000? I think it is. It's a little cause for concern. I'm not really concerned because I can't, play both sides of the pendulum. When the Lions do good in preseason or any other team do good in preseason, I can't be like, oh, Super Bowl or bust. Or when they do bad, I can't be, oh, it's over. They completely terrible. No, I just take a wait-and-see approach. And like I said in other videos, Matt Patricia has the best element in pro football. And you know what that element is? It's surprise. Okay, he has the element of surprise. So why would he show his hand completely right now when he can sneak up on 16 other NFL teams? Because week to week is hard to prepare for mentally and physically, because with your veterans and through your younger players, especially going through this long NFL season, they don't really practice a lot. So it's a lot of mental reps more than physical reps, especially with the pads on. All right? But I am a little bit concerned because that was a weak point going into the draft. Similar to last year, we told people, a lot of people were saying it, a lot of fans and media, new media, old media, were saying that the Lions had a concern with running back. I mean, several running backs went that looked awesome, from Dalvin Cook to Alvin Kamara to Kareem Hunt, and a pair of Packer running backs, the Adam Jones kid and the other kid they had. I think one was undrafted, maybe both. They did pretty well. Dante Foreman from Texas did pretty well until he got injured last year. And we were screaming like, we need a running back. Abdullah Theoretic, not the answer. We already seen this show before. Obviously, he chose to pass. This year, he's doing the same thing at Bob Quinn. Everybody know the Lions need D-line help across the board. And everybody knew Kerry Hyder coming off of Achilles injuries was nothing to bank on. What do? He goes out there and just drafts Deshaun Hand, a versatile defensive lineman. He played interior and outside. Was the number one high school player in the country at one point. But that's all he really did. He brought in Sylvester Williams, but that's not enough. You lost Nada. And for people who didn't know, last year when Nada got injured, the Lions defense just went to shit. The run defense went to shit. The back end went to shit. Excuse my language. Well, he was there. They held the Minnesota Vikings to 1 touchdown, which they shouldn't even have got if Miles Killebrew would have caught that interception in the end zone. All right? So, yes, it's a cause for concern because you got a new defensive coach in Matt Patricia. You have 4 quarters of football. You have first, second, third team, maybe possibly you already got some fourth stringers in there before the cuts. And none of them can get a sack. You couldn't produce a sack. Even in the most vanilla-looking scheme, the most bland scheme, your team from first team to fourth string or third string should produce a sack. And this is not even looking good for him, Matt Patricia. He got off to one of the most rocky starts in Lions coaching history. The Free Press or the Detroit News leaked that story about him beating the case 96 or 20, 30 years ago. And ever since then, the media's just been pressing him. You practicing too hard. 2 back-to-back padded joint practices with the Giants and the Raiders and the Giants. The players are telling us that they don't like running wind sprints for discipline. It's just been one story after another. And now his defense, and he's a defensive specialist and he does have an offensive background, all right? Most people don't know that, all right? His defense is looking like dog shit. No contain, all right? No discipline. His front 7 looking bad. His second cornerback position, when they tried to address 2 years ago with Tease Tabor, last year with Tease Tabor, last draft, and then they tried to address with bringing Deshaun Shedd here. It hasn't worked out. Gerard Davis looks like dog shit so far. So, yeah, it's not looking good. You're not making Davis any better. Your D-line, they didn't really put anything in the D-line. People screaming for Harold Landry. People screaming for bringing in trade for Khalil Mack. People screaming to trade for this guy or bringing this guy from free agency. They didn't do it. And not only they going to a 2-gap scheme, which means, they take the defensive tackle take on 2 guards, or 2 defensive linemen, offensive linemen, excuse me. And it's more of a run-stopping defense, but what if the Lions ain't good at stopping the run this year and they can't get to the passer? It's going to look a lot like last year. And a lot of people are going to scream, why, the defense looked bad. It didn't look this bad with Terrell Austin. He had way less talent at some points. We had lesser talent at some points than Dominic Seuss and Nick Fairley's and, as far as the D-line. So why do we get rid of Terrell Austin for Matt Patricia to basically be a defensive coordinator and Jim Bob Cooter to be an offensive coordinator, when Jim Bob Cooter, especially, this adds pressure to this as well. If Jim Bob Cooter don't produce on the offensive side, well, Caldwell's not here to hold him back, to tug on his collar to hold him back. Oh, don't call that pass player. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. So if he truly sucks, and then Matt Patricia sucks on the defensive side of the ball, which you had Terrell Austin that was making 5-star meals with scraps, then it's going to get a lot of pressure on Bob Quinn again, because Jim Caldwell, win percentage-wise, was one of the most winningest coaches in Lion history. So you regress with Matt Patricia. The defense regressed with Matt Patricia. When Terrell Austin was the guy, you let him walk to Cincinnati. Yeah, it's very, very interesting when you actually dissect this situation and how ugly and nasty it can get. If this is truly what the Lions are going to bring to the season come week 1 through week 17 in the NFL. But right now, I'm not going to panic. I have some cause for concern. I say my level is medium-ish, between low and medium-ish, right in there. All right, but we Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody for rocking out with us. Tomorrow afternoon, God willing, we will go through a live review for the Lions and the Tampa Bay game. I'm going to drop a couple more videos, one Lions video, one off-topic video as well. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, if you want to donate, the PayPal link is in the description. Shout out to everybody. It's another day we not monetized. For some reason, our application is still in review. But I definitely appreciate you guys commenting and keep us pushing and keep us motivated to drop videos. Most definitely, One Pride Nation. We out.